Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination and life to everything. Wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed by the masses. A grateful mind is a great mind which eventually attracts to itself great things. The true lover of knowledge naturally strives for truth, and is not content with common opinion, but soars with undimmed and unwearied passion till he grasps the essential nature of things. There are three classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. The object of education is to teach us to love what is beautiful. The wise man will want to be ever with him who is better than himself. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds, so that you may be better able to discover with accuracy the peculiar bent of the genius of each. A hero is born among 100, a wise man is found among 1,000, but an accomplished one might not be found even among 100,000 men. No man should bring children into the world who is unwilling to persevere to the end in their nature and education. You're my star, a stargazer too, and I wish that I were heaven, with 1,000,000,000 eyes to look at you. The soul takes flight to the world that is invisible, but there arriving she is sure of bliss and forever dwells in paradise. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. For this feeling of wonder shows that you are a philosopher, since wonder is the only beginning of philosophy. Knowledge which is acquired under compulsion has no hold on the mind. Therefore do not use compulsion, but let early education be a sort of amusement. You will then be better able to discover the child's natural bent. Musical innovation is full of danger to the state, for when modes of music change, the laws of the state always change with them. Perhaps there is a pattern set up in the heavens for one who desires to see it, and having seen it, to find one in himself. For to fear death, my friends, is only to think ourselves wise without really being wise, for it is to think that we know what we do not know. For no one knows whether death may not be the greatest good that can happen to man. The soul takes nothing with her to the next world but her education and her culture. At the beginning of the journey to the next world, one's education and culture can either provide the greatest assistance, or else act as the greatest burden, to the person who has just died. I thought to myself, I am wiser than this man, neither of us probably knows anything that is really good, but he thinks he has knowledge, when he has not, while I, having no knowledge, do not think I have. The man who finds that in the course of his life he has done a lot of wrong often wakes up at night in terror, like a child with a nightmare, and his life is full of foreboding, but the man who is conscious of no wrongdoing is filled with cheerfulness and with the comfort of old age. When the tyrant has disposed of foreign enemies by conquest or treaty and there is nothing to fear from them, then he is always stirring up some worry or other in order that the people may require a leader. When there is an income tax, the just man will pay more and the unjust less on the same amount of income. All the gold which is under or upon the earth is not enough to give in exchange for virtue. The most virtuous are those who content themselves with being virtuous without seeking to appear so. Necessity is the mother of invention. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. For the introduction of a new kind of music must be shunned as imperiling the whole state, since styles of music are never disturbed without affecting the most important political institutions. Justice in the life and conduct of the state is possible only as first it resides in the hearts and souls of the citizens. There's a victory, and defeat, the first and best of victories, the lowest and worst of defeats which each man gains or sustains at the hands not of another, but of himself. To love rightly is to love what is orderly and beautiful in an educated and disciplined way.